We celebrate Christ's birth and his life. We proclaim his resurrection, and we await his coming in glory. Today, we hear of the Ascension, when Christ was taken up to sit at the right hand of God the Father. And through his life and his resurrection, we are given salvation. Christ shed his blood for us. As it said in today's scriptures, not in a way that a priest would take offerings to the temple, but just once. He shed his blood for us so that we would have salvation. The apostles were standing there gazing up in awe at Christ's ascension. And just previously to that, he had told them, you will go out and you will spread the gospel to all the ends of the earth. Many of us, especially in this generation, have seen a rocket from NASA as it blasts off into the sky. Some of us have been fortunate enough to see those in person, or you may know someone who saw it in person. And if you were that person, or if you heard from someone else, remember that they see it going up and they just stand there. Many people with their mouths open. And then they come back and they tell you what a great experience it was. And they can give you all the details about everything that was going on. If it was a nighttime launch, how it just lit up the sky. They can tell you which way the wind was blowing, whether it was sunny, who went with them, things of that nature. They are so excited to share with you their experience. The apostles went back to the temple and were continuously praising God. Imagine if it's so exciting to see a rocket blast off, to have lived with and experienced the Gospels, and to see Jesus raised into heaven. I would have been like jumping up and down trying to figure out what to do next. And then went back and were praising God. They went from there, and eventually they did spread out the gospel to all the ends of the earth. Otherwise we wouldn't be knowing about it now. The mystery of our faith is that Christ has died, Christ is risen, Christ will come again. We share in that every week and every time that we speak in the Eucharist. The awesome love and power of God displayed through Christ's life should be our joy to tell folks about. And not all of us are going to be deacons or priests or monsignors or bishops. Not all of us are going to be lectors. Not all of us are going to be cantors. We each, in our own way, are called to action. In those small, little daily encounters we have with other people. The light of Christ should shine through us. The joy of Christ's salvation should be our message. We think of the apostles and the deeds that are written in Scripture and that we hear about and that we read about. And I think back to, do you remember the Apostle Andrew? He's mentioned in the Scriptures. And they don't go on and on about, oh, he went off and established this church, and oh, he went off and this many thousands of people were converted. A lot of the times when we hear about Andrew, Andrew is someone kind of quiet in the background. So not all of us are going to be out in front. And indeed, oftentimes, the true witness is not out in front. It's in our everyday. It's in how we speak to the people that we live with, how we speak to and act with the people that we encounter. Daily, the mystery of our faith is presented to us. With Christ in our lives and in our hearts, we should be spreading the gospel. If a man-made machine can get us so excited that we go out and tell everybody about all the stuff that we saw at that launch, then how much more should we be excited to share the gospel of Christ and the greatest commandment, that we love one another. Christ has died. Christ is risen. Christ will come again.